table that the governing body member was, and he was sitting in a somewhat dark area of the dining room. All the other areas had windows along the perimeter of the dining room, and I don't know what made me. I just looked up in the ceiling because it was so dark in his area where he was sitting. I just needed to see if there was a beam of light coming down from the ceiling, and there wasn't. It was dark and dingy. I knew the guy who roomed with him, and never wanted to be in that room. And finally, my buddy begged me to come to this room, and I just went to his room, knowing ahead of time that William Jackson wasn't there in the room. Just very uncomfortable around it. In 2001, there was a J.R. Brown editorial page in the Druga Sun paper. It says, response from J.R. Brown, Director of Public Affairs Office of Jehovah's Witnesses. Response to William Bowen. Our position on pedophilia has been well publicized for decades. Huh? How come me and my parents knew nothing about it when I was a child? Why, here are some experts from the January 1, 1997 issue of the Watchtower. For the protection of our children, a man known to have been a child molester does not qualify for a responsible position in the congregation. Last I heard, he's still an elder. Some years ago, when before my mother died, I told her that I had a hard time trusting people and that sort of stuff, and being molested. And I had forgotten that I had mentioned something to her at the time that had happened. And she told me that yes, I had told her, but she said she couldn't do anything about it since she needed my molester's mother as a friend. As far as therapy, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society never contacted me nor my parents getting professional help. As a rule, for a Christian to go to a worldly psychiatrist is an admission of defeat. It amounts going down to Egypt for help. Isaiah 31:1. Also, more and more psychiatrists are resorting to hypnosis, which is a demonic form of worldly wisdom. This is in the Awake, 1960, March 8, page 27. This is now in the Watchtower letter to elders in Great Britain, June 1 of 2001. A former child molester who is currently serving as an elder or ministerial servant. In such a case, if the branch office has decided that he can be appointed or continue serving, what a joke. But anyway, my molester did call me up over a year ago. Apologize, and all this stuff. I just didn't even talk. After he called me up, I wrote a letter to Watchtower. Wrote a letter to one of the guys he had a committing meeting to. What was his name? Lon Schilling, yeah. Lon Schilling I wrote to, and I wrote to him twice. He never answered my questions. So, March of last year, 2005, I wrote the governing body and asked him 6 questions. Why was I never contacted by the Jehovah Witness Service Department or a judicial committee concerning me being a sexual assault victim? Why not? Why was I not offered psychological and emotional help when they were made aware of me being a victim of sexual assault? Why did you not keep her away from me? Why was this action, or rather inaction, permitted in Jehovah God's visible earthly organization? Why did the governing body torment me by having such unhealthy and inhumane child abuse policies in the Jehovah Witness congregation? That you paid him to be in my face while I was still a minor? Yes, you paid him as a special pioneer and appointed him to be my elder in Mountain City, Tennessee. Why? Were you not psychologically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually beating me up? Matthew 24, 48 through 51. In the Jehovah Witness spiritual paradise by appointing me as presiding overseer of my congregation. Still waiting for a written reply from them.